What is up, the world? It is your friendly neighborhood Slipgator here, and I may have gone a little crazy with the bees. So I got some feedback the other day. Someone was saying, you know, your Feed the Beasts are cool, but you don't really, it's kind of a look what I did, and it would be cool if you built with us. Well, I'm going to try to do that more often, but it's tough for me because I have a little bit of time every day to play Feed the Beast, about an hour and a half that I can't record during it, so I end up just playing because I like to play video games. That's kind of like my thing. I like it, and I don't have an ability to record it. And then when that happens on the long weeks where I work my 50-hour weeks, 5 days of the little 1 hour and a half time go by, and it adds up to this. And I didn't get to record any of it, but I'm going to do my best to talk to you guys about the stuff and things that I've done. So the Hive is coming along quite nicely. We have an ME system set up now, all sorts of stuff and things in it. We also got the molecular assembly chamber or assembler chamber set up so I can get some stuff built, and I have my pattern encoder and all of that. So I basically have a second AE system set up over here. Yes, this is a thing. Isn't it cool? So let's take you up to level 2. Kind of show you what's going on. So we have a little bit of a glitch there. There are actually frame housings in that area. So I have bee production here, and so we have some apiaries and some alvearies. Now, if you're unfamiliar, an apiary basically is like a beehive, and then you can put frames in it, and frames do different things. Chocolate frames decrease the lifespan of a bee, so that makes it basically them breed a little bit more quickly. And then you have proven frames, like I have in these frame housings, and they, I think they just increase productivity. They may increase lifespan as well. So alvearies are much better for bee production than apiaries. Apiaries are kind of like level 1, alvearies are kind of like the level 2. And so you can get a lot more done with those. So I have these apiaries all set up with exporters down underneath there. You can kind of see them in there. So everything that these bees make automatically plugs into the ME system. And there's all sorts of different kinds of bees that do different kinds of things. So if you remember, I talked about Ironface had hooked me up with some of these radioactive bees. The radioactive bees produce uranium. Now, there isn't any uranium in my system right now. As you can see, no uranium, and that's because up here I have this export bus set for stuff, and it's shooting right now sugar and uranium ore into the stuff tesseract, and that goes back to the conglomerate. So the instant that well, actually, let me explain something else too. What goes on is the instant those bees make uranium combs. Let's see if we can find out where our uranium combs go. Uranium combs, radioactive combs, pardon me. They produce radioactive combs. Those get filtered into this centrifuge, and then the radioactive combs have a chance to produce... Where are they? Brimstone comb, radioactive comb. So they produce beeswax 50% chance, honey drop 25% chance, uranium ore 50% chance. And that's how I'm making the uranium, and I'm pumping it all back to the conglomerate. I had 2 alvearies set up for about 3 days, and I have 4,000 uranium now, so working really good. So good, in fact, that I really don't need that anymore. Some of the other important things that you need when you're keeping bees are royal jelly and pollen, and those are used in the recipe that makes scented paneling, and scented paneling is what's used to make the alveary blocks. So you need some pollen, some royal jelly, some beeswax, and some oakwood planks. So we take a look up here. I've been doing some breeding and making some uber bees. Now I'm going to be making two different levels of bees: whip bees, which is work in progress, and then uber bees. Those are my finished bees. So we have imperials for royal jelly here, industrious for pollen here, bauxite, which produces tiny piles of bauxite and tiny piles of aluminum. We have farmed bees, which produce seed drops, and these are for seed drops as well. And seed drops can be squeezed and turned into seed oil. Seed oil is important in bee breeding as well. You create the impregnated sticks that make the impregnated frames, which are the basis for making chocolate frames and all of that. So, wow, there's a lot going on here today. So you also need some oak wood, Oh yeah, the seed drops and the honey. So seed drops and honey I have pumping up into here. We have some squeezers. Let me see if I can get in the back here. Well, let me get in the back here and I'll show you. So there's our seed drops. These guys are honey drops. And so those are squeezing and then going into these tesseracts, honey production, honey consumption. And those tanks, I've built the largest craft tanks possible, 12 by 12s, one on top of the other here. And you can see it's gonna take a while for these to fill up. Got 157 things of seed oil and 2,243,650 things of honey. But 2 million things of honey it's not that much honey. But it'll fill up. It'll be good. It's cumulative over time. So we got all that stuff up there and working. And then what else did I want to tell you guys about? So how you get different kinds of bees. You can do it through breeding. And let me see if right now I have these guys. Yeah. So I had taken in here. I have these farm drones. And if we take a look at it with our Beediculos, which is an item that you can use to analyze a bee, these are Uber drones, Uber farm drones that I've created. So they're elongated lifespan, they're fast speed, which means they produce really quickly. The flowers, they only need rocks or dirt for pollination. Their fertility is 4 times, which is very high. They have good tolerances to humidity and temperature. They can breed at night, which is nocturnal, during the rain, which is flyer, and they can do it underground or when the apiary is covered by a solid block, which is cave. So these are the Uber drones, and then you can put a different kind of princess in there. So I could put a rocky princess in there, let's say, and what will happen is you can see this is the byproduct of that. They made it and made a rocky drone. They made these farm drones, and because these farm drones have different traits, let me see, I'll show you. See, shorter lifespan. And what else do they have? Just that shorter lifespan on that guy. He's not quite the same as the Uber bee, so they don't filter back into the apiary since the drone slot has this type of bee in it. They're not the same. It won't accept it, so they come out in here. So when you put the Rocky Princess in there and breed it with the Uber farm drones over a couple of generations, she finally becomes a farmed queen. So that's kind of how you make other kinds of princesses into the bees that you want. Now, there's a lot of other things that are going on here that I could touch upon, and I'm not sure how overloaded I wanted to get. The other thing that you can do is work with DNA. I guess we could talk about DNA as well. So I got these bees here. Let's go ahead and throw them in the gene pool. This gene pool takes them apart and turns them into DNA. So liquid DNA here. And this can be used in a few different machines here. So you can use an isolator to pull traits out of a bee. And like, you remember how I had those they had nocturnal and flyer and cave? You can actually remove those. Here's elongated life. Here's the rainfall, which is their ability to work during the rain. Cave and nocturnal. Rock pollination, temperature, fast productivity, humidity. So you can pull those traits out of the bee using an isolator. Then you can synthesize. Basically, when these get pulled out, they need charges. See how each one has 16 charges? You can synthesize additional charges with the synthesizer, and then you can refine the quality. See how it says excellent quality? With a purifier, you can make those a higher quality. Then what you can do is use these inoculators and squirt the traits you want right into your bees. So say you have a crappy bee. Let's take the steadfast drone. Let's throw him in our Beediculos. And he's got normal lifespan, slow speed. He's just all effed up. Flyer, no. Crap. So he's not good. So we could take him and stick him in our isolator here, and then we could say, let's make you elongated life. Let's get you a longer lifespan. And then the isolator will begin to inject DNA into him and inject him with this longer lifespan. As you can see, the bar for the inoculator is not moving. And that is because this takes forever. It takes forever for these things to do this. Basically, I've been setting up maybe a set of bees or two, and I would inoculate them I'm trying to think of how long it takes. If you want to do 2 bees, it's probably going to take you about an hour, maybe 2 hours. You can see how long it's taken there. So we're not going to do this because it just doesn't make any sense. We don't need to do it right now, but we can stick this guy in our gene pool. So over here we have just some of the work in progress bees, uncompleted, that don't have all the traits that we want. And then these are some of the bees that do have all the traits we want. So over here I have a bunch of radioactive queens, and they're pimped out. So if we look in our beealyzer again, elongated life, fast production, maximum fertility, nocturnal flyer cave, great humidity and temperature tolerances, and they're making the radioactive comb for us. So let's put her back inside of here, and we'll take this comb. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I know it's a lot to take in, and I talk really fast, and it's, oh my gosh, but I wanted to get you guys up to speed because I love you, and I want you to be part of the experience, but at the same time, I'm really addicted to video games, and so sometimes I can't record, I gotta play. So, the other thing I guess I would touch upon, I have a new villager over here because you cannot make proven frames. There's not a way to do it. You can only trade with villagers for them. So if I shift click on that, it's going to give me all these frames, which actually is a lie. That's the amount of frames he gives you. So the trade, he pulls out the trade at the last second there. And then his additional trades are wheat for silky combs, oak wood for apiaries, and then he'll do a princess for an emerald. Now that's a tall order. Princesses are pretty expensive. I happen to have a few hundred rocky princesses. And these Rockies you get from all of the quarries that I have had set up. So I can just trade him the 1 queen, which is the last trade. And it'll take him a minute. Take him just a second. And then he'll have his apiary trade back again. Not apiary, the proven frames. So that's how I've been getting proven frames. Just doing that every once in a while. And although it does cost a princess, which you can't make princesses, they have to be found. We have 400 princesses. We have a good amount. So for now, we're not really worried about that trade. But I think that's kind of the heads up on what's going on here. And then if I take you back to the conglomerate, let's take a look at the finalized uncreative name UU matter production. So we're finished here. This is as big as this thing is going to be. So let's see here. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 40, 44, 48 ultimate hybrid solar panels. For a couple of weeks, basically, all I did was farm sheldonite to make this stuff and things. But now it's working out pretty good. You can see the production rate is pretty quick. We do have some tick lag on the server here, and that makes this a little bit slower. Basically, the entire server is running a bit slow, so that makes the matter fabricate UU matter slowly. But we've managed to get the uncreative name matter fabber up and running. Everything's good over there, and it is making UU for us. So 176 UU matter here, and I've made 4 more ultimate hybrid solar panels. That's going to be enough power for us, I think, in a few more panels, probably next episode, for us to talk about getting rid of this lava system as well. We're still going to need to have access to lava. There are a couple of things in the conglomerate you may have forgot about that still are powered by it. We can change these over, but at the same time, we have public lava now. Lone Wolf had set up a public lava station. It creates lava, and anybody can use it, and these systems use very little. So we may be able to just keep this tree farm, keep it lava powered, and that way we don't have to do anything there. One of the other things, though, that we built a long time ago that we don't want to lose the ability to have is the tin farm, and this is all powered by lava as well. So if you didn't know or haven't seen this before, this tin farm creates, what is it, electrum, tin, copper, and tungsten. It does that by centrifuging lava, 16 lava at a time, and it just takes a little bit of power from these geothermal generators. I believe it's 50,000 EU every 500 seconds per industrial centrifuge. So we don't want to lose the ability to have those items pumping into the system as well. We take a look at tin. We do have a good amount of tin. We have a couple 11,000 tins, but we still, I mean, that's not that much. Some other changes and stuff and things that I've done. These are now running off of cobblestone slabs. The recyclers that create the scrap that makes the scrap boxes for the matter fabric. And the reason that we do that is because when you use 3 pieces of cobblestone, you get, I think, 6 slabs. And the slabs have the same percentage chance to make scrap as the cobblestone does. So, yeah, so that's really good. It helps it to be a little bit more efficient. And so right now, I had some of these running. The Ignis extruders up there, I've removed their functionality because we have 238,000 slabs, 336,000 cobblestone. I'm going to let that run down a little bit and set up a system to do that. And here's the fabricator that I set up to turn the cobblestone into slabs. For now, we've set it up with the ME storage bus, and the reason that we do that is that it will create it in real time. So as it gets pulled out of here, as it's needed by the recyclers, it will just fill up. But the problem is that I didn't really think of that idea. Well, I didn't think of the idea. It was Armitige that mentioned it to me. But it didn't dawn on me that would be a good practice until I had 238,000 slabs already created. So, yeah, that's a thing. But we definitely want to get, for our next project, I don't want to start it yet. I still need to get some more hybrid solars. Is that we're going to pull this out. This system's going away, and we're going to power everything with ultimate hybrids. So when that happens as well, future projects are going to be automation for the bones and the glowstone. I want these to automatically turn on. I don't want to have to turn them on. I just want to be able to have them stay at a certain number all of the time. And that's something else that we've been working on in the Hive, and I thought I would show you that as well. So one of the things that I was having trouble with here at the Hive was I was thinking, do I want to make a tree farm here? And then I was kind of thinking, we can put it down underneath and stick a tree farm down here for oak wood, because we need that oak wood to make impregnated casings, and we need it to make the impregnated sticks. And I thought, well, we have a perfectly good oak tree farm working at the conglomerate right now, but we need to get some of that wood over here, and I don't want to have to do it manually. I was doing it manually for a couple of days, and so I started trying to figure out a way to get this to work, and it actually took me this afternoon like about an hour. I don't know if this is the most efficient way to do this, but it is the way that I've decided to do it. So if you were unawares, an item tesseract will be disabled by a redstone signal. So and I haven't used these blocks very much. These are ME level emitters. So an ME level emitter will emit a redstone signal when a limit is reached on a number of items. So for this one, I have it set at 2880 oak wood, then emit redstone. So right now we have more than 2880 in the system. We've got 3742, but what it's going to do, or what it would do, is if the level drops below, it will turn this redstone signal off. That will engage this item tesseract, which actually pumps into the system more things than just wood, but I'm using an emerald pipe to filter just the wood, and that fits into this chest here. And I didn't have to use a chest. I actually could use like a storage bus to do this, and I may redesign it to use a storage bus. I said I didn't have a more efficient way to do it, but I remembered I had thought about that earlier. You could use a storage bus under here, and it would probably work a little bit more efficiently. We may change that over, but for now that's kind of how it works. So as we use the wood, that will fill up here, and we can use this for multiple items. There's some other things that I may need to bring over from the conglomerate, and this is the system that we're going to use in order to do that. That's a humongous, ridiculous update on what's gone on. Moving forward, I'm going to do my best to try to include you guys in more projects, or at the very least, when I have a Hypermine episode, include you in one. The trouble that I have is that I love to play the game, and I just can't record every moment that I play it because it would be ridiculous. But I'm super addicted, and I cannot stop. So sometimes if we have a project day, you'll miss out on me kind of showing you some of the stuff and things I've done. So, but I'd like to try to do a little bit more than just look what I built episodes, because I think that they kind of just whiz by you. You're not necessarily, I don't know. I guess it's kind of cool, but maybe it gets old. You can tell me what you think about this style of episode, the Look What I Built, or if you want the Let's Play a little bit, you know, more of that, and kind of see more about what's going on, what's being built. But yeah, I think that is the update. Wow, it's quiet. Yeah. So I think next time that we hang out, what we're gonna do is we're gonna end up setting up the new ultimate hybrid storage panel power system. We'll tear all of this out. We'll make sure that all of our lava in the tin farm and tree farm and everything else that does need lava is set up to have it. I think we have some lava over here as well, if I'm not mistaken. That's water. This is lava. Yes, we have lava there that we need to give. So we have to make sure all that stuff is still set up with lava and it's good to go. We'll set up the new power station, and I think that will be a good project that we can do together. And then it kind of won't be as much of a whizzing by, look what I built type episode. But where am I going? Where am I going? Other than that, the only thing that's been going on is here in town, we haven't done a whole lot of work, but in Hypertown. But in the spawn village, Lone Wolf and VT and a couple of the other guys have started working on some different stuff. I built a Hypermine sign. We changed out the old Hypermine sign for a new one. And there's some really cool stuff going on here as well. Some of it's glitched out because right now all my stuff and things are glitchy. But some really cool builds and aesthetic coolness that I always like to see. Very, very cool stuff there as well. Oh, what's that? Who is this? Let's see if we can sneak up on VT. Nothing to see here. What is he doing? He's just doing like a sideways loop. Oh, he probably saw me. Where's he going? He's just flying in a circle. I don't know what he's doing. What up, VT? Whoa, he back. Where did he go? Oh, he's going up to Zion. Oh, Zion's looking cool. Zueljin's new build. He just showed that off in his latest LP episode, Hypermine LP episode. Some of the stuff and things he's done over there. So that's pretty cool. But, oh, he's running Cam Studio. Okay. So one of the other projects that we talked about was that we were going to change the CPU over to Bluetricity. We have public lava now. Remember I talked about that? Oh, you know what? If I'm going to talk about it, I should probably show you guys it. So I think community lava power plant. This is another TO Lone Wolf production. We have lags. So this is, whoa, welcome to lava generator. Currently power is being added, but max production is very soon. So feel free to tap in and get lava. It's just going to waste. Oh, we might as well get some. So there's Ironface, VT Gamer, the House of MJ, TL with CPU. He's moved over to there. So I don't think we need to put it on Bluetricity, but it may, I don't know. I think we're good to go there. Ruby, Mini Red, there's Z, One Wolf, somebody stuffing things. We can come over and we can hook into here as well. And it's a pretty cool build, and aesthetically very, very nice. He's used some beacons down here with the good texture, and it looks really cool. It's a really cool build. Now, as far as how he's powering it, I think he's using these ultimate hybrids and lava fabricators. Lava fabricators normally aren't that great to use if you're going to pump EU into them, because in most cases it takes more EU or an equivalent amount of EU. Like if you were to use, say, a geothermal generator, it takes this, the same or more power. If you feed lava into it, it creates less than that by using the lava fabs. But with ultimate hybrids, it's free, baby, free power. So very cool build here as well, and that solves a lot of our problems for when we switch over to, what is that? I think Optifine might be giving me some problems. Something's giving me a little bit of a problem, but yeah, so thanks very much for hanging out, guys. I always have a pleasure chit-chatting with you. Leave me your comments, suggestions, and stuff and things down in the comment section below. Make sure if you like the video, you give me that feedback by hitting the like button, and you can share and favorite the video as you see fit. I am going to try not to do too much more stuff with bees off camera. My plan is to do a lot of breeding over the next few days, and now that you've got the update, the breeding takes forever, so that means that you really won't miss anything. In the next video that we do, we can do something that is more together, more building together. But thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope that you liked the video, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day.
Hypermine.